So Shirley, in China, when I was on the high school campuses, I noticed they were really clean. And I also noticed that the kids were doing most of the cleaning.
Oh yeah, that's the kids' responsibilities. Like they assign different regions. They divide the campus into different regions, and each class is responsible for one plot. So they have to clean that like in the morning and after school.
For example, after lunchtime, you had lunch. Did you walk away to class and see the grounds all littered with trash?
No, like you're responsible for this plot like for all day. So if you see anything you need to pick up, there's some teacher act as a monitor, so they monitor each plot.
It probably wasn't like that in Canada, right?
No, I think they have cleaning stuff to clean everything.
But probably a lot of kids just threw their trash down.
Yeah, sometimes.
Right. I mean, that's the way it is in the United States. If there wasn't, if we didn't have somebody to pick up trash, it would look like a garbage dump.
Yeah, we also have like those field trips in China. Like in elementary school, we go to like different parks and different places. So, for example, like the kids eat lunch or dinner in a piece of like grassland, and after they leave, like we have to clean up everything before we leave.
Okay, let me ask you about the way the teachers actually teach. They teach differently, right? The teachers in Canada and the teachers in China?
I think it's about the depth of the knowledge. Like in China, I think they really make sure you learn, like you get the things they're talking about, and the homework you do is in a much higher level than what you learn in class.
So basically what you're telling me is they take a certain type of standard and they really go in deep. They go very deep into that standard rather than just surfacely cover it.
Yeah, I think like in here, one of the big difference I noticed is in mathematics, like in math class.
Yes.
The teacher here, like when they like taught some theorem or anything, like they just tell you the formula, and the exam is about applying the formula. It's just number crunching, and you're given a calculator. So basically, you're not doing anything. You just pick the number, plugging in.
Are you allowed to use the calculators in China?
No.
Oh, you have to do it all by.
Yeah, and we have to memorize. I think there's a chart that you have to memorize. What's like 1 times 1 up to 9 times 9. You have to like memorize the result, so it came to you really quick when you have to do simple calculations.
Wow, so much more in depth and a lot more studying.
Yeah.
So how do cultural values play into the educational component?
I think the Chinese culture influenced a lot by the Confucius ideas, and the Confucius, like he really emphasized on
education.
Education and
respect
as well. Yeah.
And respect for teacher, respect for parents.
Yeah.
Respect for authority.
Yeah, basically.
And do you learn about Confucius in school in China? Do they teach that?
Yeah, like in Chinese class.
They do.
Yeah, they do.
And they teach it a lot. It's covered a lot or no?
I don't think it's a lot. It's, I think, modest, but that's one of the criticizes that people are making. They're like, because they think Confucius values are really good, but they don't think the schools are teaching as much as they should. I think schools in Taiwan teach much more about Confucius ideas than in China, so I think they're going to change that as well. They're going to emphasize on that more.
More about Confucius values.
Yeah.
And why is that?
I think Confucius, like he emphasized on all those moral ideas.
Right.
And, I think that's what I think China now lacks, I guess.
Offhand, can you name or think of one of the Confucius philosophies?
One of my favorite is real knowledge is to know one's extent of ignorance. So basically, I think he means as the more you learn, the more you find out that there are many things you don't know, so you become modest. And he's also very famous for another thing is whenever you are with two other men, there is at least one of them that can be your teacher. Like you can learn from him, not necessarily just like academics, but in general, like because he must have something that's better than you. You learn from what he is good at, and what he is not good at, you correct yourself, you check if you do that as well, and you.
And I think one of the Confucius philosophies, I believe it's Confucius, that's used a lot in Western society, is do unto others as they would do unto you.
Yeah. Don't do anything to others that you don't wish for yourself. Yeah, kind of.
So as far as earning respect when you were in, school in Canada versus China, how could you as a student earn respect from your peers, your colleagues, the other kids?
I think in China, as long as you're a good student, like if you get good grades and you're really smart, then you can earn respect.
So other kids really look up to other kids for that.
Yeah, like because the teacher like you more as well.
Sure. So not just the teacher, but the kids like you. But what about in Canada?
In Canada, I think also it's just judged by your personality or charismatic. If you're charismatic, if you're a sports leader, if you're cool.
If you're more social, more cool, that's how you earn respect.
Yeah, like if you really study a lot, like some kids may all say like, okay, you're smart, but they don't really respect you for that, I think.
Well, I think a lot of kids that are really academic are, at least where I've taught high school, they're looked more as is geeks. They're not cool. That's kids don't really.
Yeah, that's why they're not popular.
Right, they're not popular. So there's a difference in how high education is looked at in each culture.
Yeah, because in China, if you're good students, like all those students that are not as good as you, like they're trying to hang out with you and like, oh, you could help me with this and help me with that. Because they really value they really have the desire to improve themselves. So if you are good students, they think they will like benefit from being with you.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, but here it's like.